This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the filler episode. Now, to be fair, this is not the only show on Disney Plus that has had this problem. Mandalorian had that a couple of times. Like, there was an episode of Mandalorian where it ended with, you're going to go to this planet and you're going to meet Ahsoka Tano. We were all like, what? And then the next week there was no Ahsoka. It was just Mandalorian transporting Frog Lady and her baby. And so that was, the filler episode before. The week after was Ahsoka. So after that big reveal about the Daredevil helmet, we don't know what to do. So now we're going to take you over until we get to a Daredevil episode eventually. It's like, this show needs to be a certain number of episodes, but we don't necessarily have enough story to make the number of episodes. So let's just have her be at a wedding and just kind of have this episode be an afterthought. Yeah, the main story about her being at a wedding was kind of thin, other than her fighting Titania. That was fun. And I did kind of like the part where when they were fighting, it was to the electric slide. But also, that is a little bit reminiscent of that scene in Iron Man 2, where Iron Man and Rhodey are fighting to, was it Another One Bites the Dust? It was kind of like that. So it is a little bit repeating what they've already done, because it doesn't seem like they had a lot of material for this episode. But the B story about Mr. Immortal, that was pretty amusing. I don't know if this is a real character from the comics, and I don't care enough to Google it, but if he is, then that's pretty funny. I liked how he was caught in his lies, and when they finally caught, all of his insurance policy, one solution, once he's caught in his lies, and there's no backing out, he's like, I can't die, I'm just going to jump out the window and land on the car. That was pretty funny. And I did like how this guy who's sort of kind of a villain, he's just certainly not very likable. He's very much a jerk. He did have to face consequences for his actions. I love how they ended up like, what's the best solution so that we can split everything you owe all of your ex-wives together? That was actually kind of a funny subplot. I really enjoyed that. That was very, very amusing. Though I am wondering if this new character, Josh, seems like he's a potential love interest for She-Hulk, but he seems a bit too good to be true. I think he's a villain. I think he's a spy for whatever big threat, which hasn't necessarily been revealed yet. I think he's a spy for them. I think he's working for them. Especially because at the end of the episode, they find on the internet, oh, there's this group that wants She-Hulk, taken out. They are making death threats and they're planning her assassination at some point. But they don't really reveal who this group is. But it's hinted that they're there. They're working behind the scenes. They've been watching her the whole time. So we're getting closer to finding out what the big villain is to this episode, this big group is. And I'm interested to see where that goes, especially because now that Hulk is up in space, as of a couple weeks ago, she may not have her cousin to help her out. So she's going to have to fight on her own. Though Daredevil might show up to help her out. Who knows? So let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Like I said, most of it was filler. It says a lot about the episode. The B story is a lot more interesting than the A story, but I did like the twist. So let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode.